There's a lesson in this story, in my opinion, especially for the kids. This is something to pay attention to. You know, there are several ways to look at this case. If he didn't have a gun, would the accused have been convicted? Maybe, because he wouldn't have had the argument that the kid had a gun and pointed at him. He wouldn't have had that argument because that would have been no gun factored into the equation. But we say on these calls all the time that as a Black person, you almost have to be perfect because society is looking for any excuse to put a bullet in your back. And these are things that our culture need to understand, because a lot of times there's no room for error with us. There's just not. And sadly, Cyrus Belton lost his life at 14 years old. I want you to think about the totality of the circumstances, because Cyrus Belton was chased down 130 yards. That's over a football field long, and shot in his back. I've always understood the law as if you shoot somebody in the back, even if they're in your house, you're going to jail because that person was fleeing the scene, so you don't have a right. That's what
there was no threat, right? There was no threat.
Right. There was no threat. Right. That's what we're told. That person is no longer a threat. The moment they turn their back and they go in the opposite direction, that person is no longer a threat. You don't have a right to shoot that person in the back.